The apartment smelled like her perfume and blood, sweet and metallic, clinging to the air. Her phone was still recording, camera face down on the floor, red light blinking like a heartbeat refusing to die. I didn't mean to press play, but curiosity has a sound. It hums inside your ears when you know you shouldn't look. The last frame was her smiling, talking to him, saying she forgave him. Then a shadow crossed the screen, and the sound changed, sharp, wet, final. The room went still. The only movement came from the fan, pushing the scent of guilt through every corner. Outside, sirens hadn't arrived yet. Inside, the silence already knew what happened. Love doesn't end with goodbyes. Sometimes it ends with proof. They said it was a lover's quarrel gone wrong. But love doesn't aim. Love doesn't plan. I started reading through their messages. The kind people send when they think forever is real. I can't live without you. You're my everything. Then, don't ignore me again. Each text grew shorter, sharper. His posts vanished the same night she did. Deleted photos, changed bio. He wanted to disappear, but the internet remembers. There was a photo time-stamped 3 hours after her death, his car parked outside her apartment. I replayed the video again. The sound after the scream wasn't panic, it was control. Jealousy doesn't kill in the moment, it studies you first. By the time the police found his wallet under her bed, I already knew what they'd say. He ran. But running doesn't erase fingerprints, or guilt. Her best friend stopped talking after the first interview. His brother avoided my calls. Everyone started speaking in half sentences, as if guilt was contagious. I kept hearing her voice, not in my head, but in the footage. There was a hesitation before she said his name. Fear, disguised as affection. She knew what was coming. I started to wonder if I was too close, too involved. I'd covered crimes before, but this one, it watched me back. At night, I'd dream of her standing in that room again, light flickering on her face, always smiling, always seconds away from the end. Love turns people into liars. Fear turns them into ghosts. The deeper I went, the more I realized this wasn't a crime of passion. It was a performance. Every word he spoke to her was scripted, rehearsed, designed to make her trust him, right until she didn't. Control wasn't what he lost, it was what he loved most. It took one line of audio, one I almost missed. After the final scream, he whispered, "Now they'll finally believe me." Believe what? I slowed it down, isolated the sound. There was another voice, faint, hers. "You promised you'd stop recording." He'd been documenting everything, their arguments, their reconciliations, their breakdown. To him, it wasn't a relationship, it was proof. He wanted to show the world how she made him crazy. When the police recovered his laptop, they found hours of footage, every file labeled evidence. But the truth was simpler. He wasn't proving his innocence, he was building his defense before the crime. In the end, the videos didn't reveal a monster. They revealed a boy desperate to control the version of himself she'd broken. Love didn't drive him mad. Ego did. And the moment she stopped being his mirror, he made sure she could never reflect him again. I didn't arrest him. I didn't have to. He walked into the station 2 days later, eyes hollow, lips rehearsed, said he wanted to clear his name. I watched as the detective pressed play on the final video. No words, no outburst, just silence as he saw himself, framed in the camera he set up, standing over her body. His expression wasn't rage, it was relief. That's the thing about confession, sometimes it's just the final act of control. When they cuffed him, he didn't resist, he just smiled, like it was all part of the story he'd been writing. He forgot one thing. Stories end when the truth arrives. And I made sure everyone saw it. The apartment's been cleaned now. The scent's gone, the camera too. But sometimes, when I pass by that street, I still see the window light flicker, like her video starting again. People ask me why I keep covering cases like this. I tell them the truth. I don't chase killers, I study them. Because love, when twisted, becomes the perfect disguise for cruelty. He said he loved her. She believed him. Maybe that's the real crime. How easy it is to trust someone holding the knife. Justice doesn't bring peace. It brings perspective. And I've learned one thing. Love doesn't die when someone stops breathing. It dies when someone stops meaning it.